Hi, I'm Johnny Young.
And I'm Stephanie Koppel, and we're from Royal Flush Magazine.
Alright, today we're going to be talking about PlayStation at our predictions for E3 2012. Yeah, and, you know, they really need to get those $1, $2 games out there. They need, you know, PlayStation Classics shouldn't be $10. They shouldn't even be $5. Make them $1. You've already made your money on them, like 100 times over at this point. So, make them $1. Get as many games into a person's hand as possible. Make it so that, you know, both Nintendo and Sony have this wealth of content that they don't even really have to do work to put out.
Yeah, it's just
for the PlayStation 1. And
basically change the coding a little bit to make it to where the system will recognize it. And that's all you really have to do. You don't have to
even just run an emulator.
Yeah, you don't have to improve the graphics at all. You don't have to change the way the game plays. You don't
and
have
then
to
sell it
that.
for $1. You've already made your money 100 times over the past 20 years. Sell it for $1. And actually compete with Marketplace.
Or include it in PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus, is that cross-compatible with the Vita? I personally haven't checked into it.
I don't think it is, actually. That's a good question. I'm not 100% on that. But, make PlayStation Plus, make PlayStation Plus almost like the Netflix of games, where you can play old PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, you know,
for free. $20 a month.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Or $10 a month. Make it, line it up close to the same price as Netflix.
Yeah.
$10 a month, you can play all the PlayStation 2 games that we have on this catalog that we brought over, and, we add more every day. It would be cool. People would buy PlayStations for that. They would buy Vitas for that.
Yeah, it'd give them a one-up over Microsoft.
And Nintendo, for that matter. Although Nintendo has the wealth of content, they could go around and do the exact same thing if it became a problem. And probably do it better, because they have even more content that they can do.
But still, nonetheless, it's definitely something that they should consider. And it'd be really, really good to see.
Side note about Nintendo, Mario should be free by now.
That whole ambassador program, that should have been...
No, I don't even necessarily think the ambassador program, because there were some good games on it that they could legitimately charge money for, like Minish Cap and stuff like that. But Mario should be free on every platform. It should be as common as a calculator on a computer. Just saying. Anyway, but that's Nintendo news. I'll talk about Sony. But anyway, talking about PlayStation 3 for a moment, we know they're going to go in there with a lot of energy with the Vita. Not so much on the console side, though, with the PlayStation 3. They've already talked about how they're not going to do any hardware reveals, and I'm inclined to believe they're not going to do that. They've got a new God of War coming out that's multiplayer focused. I think that's going to be a big part of the show, and I think they're going to probably show some single player content for that. But more, and then, who knows what else? You got Last of Us.
Yeah, we'll see more of Last of Us. We'll probably see Quantic Dream, maybe.
Yes.
I'd definitely love to see more Steam support for Valve with the PS3. We'll definitely see that PlayStation Heroes thing.
Yes.
Bring back Kevin Butler.
And I'll go ahead and say one thing. The PlayStation Heroes, that's going to be the reason why Nintendo shows Smash Brothers.
Yes, that is definitely.
100%. Because Nintendo's got to know that's going to be coming, and they're like, okay, we got to one-up on this one. This is our idea. Blatant thieves on this one.
Total copyright infringement.
Not copyright, emulation.
Well...
They didn't steal anything, they just copied them.
You get what I mean.
Yeah.
I think we'll see a teaser for the PlayStation 4, but I don't think we're going to see anything physically on it.
I kind of agree. I think it's going to be like I said with Microsoft, where they're going to show games before they show the system.
Yeah.
They're going to show their tech. And then they're going to get people, they're going to get that benchmark up to where that tech's going to be and, build that expectation. Because both Microsoft and Sony have a problem where Nintendo doesn't. Where that Nintendo has a luxury of building something that's 50% more powerful than the Xbox. And building it in new tech and having something that's, PC level, which is, really high up there. And then doing some differentiators, like with the tablet screen, stuff like that. Sony and Microsoft don't have that issue. They're kind of backed in a corner where, they've been pushing graphics.
Graphics are my favorite thing. I love Crysis.
And then now they're at this point now where, like, well, in order to make that big leap, like that leap from the PlayStation 2 to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, to make that same leap, it's doable, it's 100% possible, but it's too expensive, the hardware is too expensive, the development's too expensive. And you
have to convince people to want to buy it again. Remember, PlayStation 3 was $500, $600 when it came out the first time.
And the economy wasn't bad in 2006.
Yeah. It's even worse now. I do foresee Blu-ray definitely still being in it.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a staple for the new system.
And yeah, definitely. Blu-ray's going to be in it. 100%. They're not going to let go of that. And it's been successful for them in that regard. So, props to them. And beyond the Blu-ray, they can make a new box tomorrow that has that level of, power. but you have to worry about system stability. Both the Xbox and PlayStation had system stability issues. Certainly the Xbox had a lot more than the PlayStation 3, but, you know,
you also need to regain that customer loyalty, because they lost a lot of it last year.
You lost a lot of customer loyalty, so that's going to take at least a year or two to build that up. But even on top of that, the biggest point of that is the development. Right now, games are costing $40, $50, $60 million to make those AAA titles to the standard people expect now. When you create that new standard with that new hardware that's like just way above crazy awesome technology from Unreal 4 and stuff like that, development cost will darn near double. And you're going to tell me that Activision, EA, Ubisoft, Square Enix are going to be excited about spending twice as much money on a system that has, you know, 3 million users by the time they get out, when they can release, you know, the games. Yeah,
they're not going to do that, and at the same time, they probably we might see a price jump on games, and the consumer's not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing. So in order to do that, the games are going to have to be more expensive, the hardware's going to have to be more expensive, development costs going to be, the money doesn't work to make a console right now.
And personally, I don't really see a reason for PlayStation 4. PlayStation 3 is still a very valuable system. We really haven't even tapped its maximum yet. Only recently have we seen games really start to push for it. I mean, like with L.A. Noire, everything being on the Blu-ray disc.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, though, when it comes to hardware in general, you will always 100% of the time be able to push one more polygon, push one more, you know, pixel, whatnot.
And you're always going to be behind the PC generation, so...
Why even try to fight?
Yeah, don't really compete against it. Just focus on getting the best you possibly can from what you have. Because it can still be really good. I don't know about you, but I don't really feel like graphics need to improve any more than they already have. Yeah.
I do think so a little bit, but only in the polish department, not necessarily in the technology department.
But you know what I mean? Stuff that we have now, it looks good. It's pretty. I don't really need anything to look exactly like this bottle does in order for me to enjoy it.
A lot of new hardware. But,
what they more or less need to do is they need to focus on making people remember why they bought a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Improve a little bit better on the first-party support, just a little bit, and give people a reason to want to play their third-party stuff on a PlayStation 3 over a 360. I know that Sony's kind of been backed into a corner with Microsoft having the exclusive deal with Activision where they get all the map packs and stuff for like Call of Duty a month in advance. I know that's kind of hurting their third-party Call of Duty. And
now with that said, what could turn that around is Bungie. We haven't talked much about Bungie or Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah, because Bungie's no longer tied to just Microsoft anymore. They are fully on their own.
But if Sony was smart and Sony had the money to do it, and I know the money's a little tight for them right now, go in there, get the guys at Blizzard on your stage, show off that next multiplayer game. This is the, you know, Microsoft's touting what's good right now. This is the next big thing, and it's going to be best on PlayStation. So, anyway, it's going to be exciting next week. The CE3 press conferences start on Monday. You can check out RoyalFlushMagazine.com for all the news for E3 coverage, as well as our reactions. Whew. I mean, L.A. Noire, those bottles look really good.
Yeah. I mean...
yeah.
But you get my point. We really, honestly...
There's a drug cartel label under this.
we're at a point in the generation where